overall efficiency and also the precision of the spraying. Yeah. So, and in general, also, besides increase the productivity of the drones and also ensure the precision or drone is met, we also have other advantage in terms of like it can reduce the pesticide poisoning of the worker. So like according to the PN, the Pesticide Action Network International, so it's about like 44% of the farmer actually have been poisoned like globally every year. So compared to a standard sprayer where they have the cross contact with the pesticide, drone actually can much more safer because it will have a safety distance between the pilot and the drone when they conduct the spraying activity. Yeah. So with that, actually, we have been approached by different industry, like agriculture industry, like past few years, like we have a cooperate with KLA Estate, with the cooperation with our resources. So it's more on we conduct a case study to study the efficiency of the drone in plantation. And throughout the time also, we have worked together with major plantation like Sandabi, Boston Estate, Genting, or even Felda Estate, more on like conduct the spraying activity in there. So, and besides actually, we will have to also thanks for support from the government agency as well, like CM, Japan, and even some of the supporting agencies like MDEC. They actually are helping us a lot in terms of like promoting and also intro some of our solution to the other industry as well. So with that, actually, I would also like to show some of the case study that we have done with other estates. It's more on journey one to let everyone know. Sorry, how to see the full screen. May I know that we are sharing the full screen now?
Oh, sorry, there's a technical issue. Sorry. You're fine. Okay. You're fine.
Okay, sure. So just want to express about some of the case study that we've done with the estate before. So actually we have done some of because before we launch this product, the estate is kind of new, so we have to convince the estate that this one is as good as the standard spraying or also other traditional method of spraying. So with that, actually, we usually will conduct like a 3-month case study with the estate, and then we'll deploy our drone to the location, and then the estate also will deploy their standard spray or any other traditional pest control method that they have done. And then during this period also, they will conduct 3 sensors, like we call it RB fresh detachment sensors, where they actually go field by field to inspect whether there's any beetle bite the young shoot of the palm, and if after spraying also will the condition improve gradually. So with that, actually we have conducted a case study. This is one of case study where I conduct in a plantation, where we actually try to compare the efficiency of drone spraying compared with the standard spray, and also the another control method is a pheromone trap. So for this pheromone trap, it's like they're using a chemical that attract the beetle. They put a trap, and then inside the trap they will have chemical. So the beetle will actually go to that trap instead of go to the young palm shoot. So it's actually kind of like much more cost effective and also cheaper control method. But somehow in the region also we found that this method maybe accidentally also attract more wild RB beetle coming to the estate. So with that, actually, when we actually conduct a spraying, we have split the plot evenly, like each plot is around 30 hectares. And then in terms of portability, like I mentioned just now, if we're using a manual spraying like standard sprayer, it will be taking up around 2 to 3 hectares per person. So with that, actually, they will deploy more person, like 4 person, and then with some tractor person to go there and cover the field. But with drones, because it's much more faster, so eventually actually we're much more like we're usually using 2 drones, and then like some pilot go there and then conduct spraying. And by daily achievement per drones, it actually can reach up to 8 to 10 hectares. And for pheromone trap, actually, it's more on like they will collect the trap every week to see whether if there's any others beetle, then you just kill the beetle. Yeah. So and then the effectiveness wise, some of the data that's shown here is like for the RB sensors wise, before we go spraying, normally we will do a pre-RB sensors where to study whether this tree plot is actually kind of serious. And then it's indeed that with the sampling method, we take around 25 sampling plot in the area, we found that it's around it's roughly around 15 to 20% of the plot is actually affected by this vector. So with that, actually, we was conduct a spraying with 3 different methods, and then across each month, the estate will go and do the 3 sensors again. And we will see that with drone and snap spraying, the pesticide, the RB actually gradually decreases. So it's like by third of the sensors is or reduced around like 3 to 4%. So it actually improved around 80 to 90 of around 80% of improvement when using drone and also the sensor spraying. And for phenometric trap is maybe just consistent, sometimes reduce, sometimes increase. So overall, we will say that this drone spray method is really as effective as this sensor spraying as well. So that's why actually we will see that there's a lot of industry start to explore this method, because also one reason there are lack of the human labor, like there's not much foreigner worker to join the labor, and then soon after we actually have reached a much more inquiry from the estate to start to use these drones for the spraying. So in general, I think drones like shared by Mr. Geoffrey also it have a lot of advantages. Also, it besides in terms of like bring the created as a toy or also the education tool, we believe that actually it actually useful for enterprise solution as well, where it actually help our business and help the industry to overall improve and also gain more production in their respective field. So yeah, I think overall this is my sharing. So actually I'm okay to open with any Q&A session if you guys have any. Okay, so thanks for the question from Geoffrey. So there's a question here is about do I have a number of local employment that contribute from this business? So local employments for this mean actually we have some of the industry. We also partner with some of the industry as well, and then also we have set up some team there. Currently, actually, we have one team in Guam, Johor is our spraying team that actually go for large scale mapping spraying in some extent. So we also currently actually we have a lot of drone pilot to actually accommodate for this job as well. Yeah. So what is the our drone versus local manpower is that mentioned? So in terms of our air wise, there is some sort of like because local manpower is foreign labor is it depend on estate. Some estates they're charging different costs. So by average, one estate normally they charge their work, they pay their worker per hectare they spray is around 16 ringgit. But for drones wise, because we're using actually one of the costs that from our drone is more on the batteries. So because our battery is kind of expensive, so we rely on a lot of battery to do a spraying. So our cost is slightly like more than this the sensor sprayer cost. It's maybe it's around like 20 or for 25 kind of range costs. But in terms of efficiency wise, because we believe that because we actually able to one drone able to perform like 2 to 3% manpower work. So instead actually willing to also adopt this solution. Yeah. So there's any question else that you guys will want to ask?
questions from anyone else regarding to how drone technology can actually help in the agriculture industry? Don't be shy. If you have any questions in regards to this, just ask on the Q&A section. We have one here.
So for CRS program wise, so far, we actually more on like sometimes we maybe participate some joint event with university and then organize some of the drone workshop and also some of the event together with university side. So in terms of like workshop, sometimes we also conduct a monthly workshop because before NCO, we actually quite actively conduct a monthly workshop, a free workshop for those individuals that actually would like to know about the drone solution. And also now actually it's kind of less frequent, but we still conduct in the online basis. So if you want to know more about the activity that actually we have to do, you actually can also refer to our company website. It's www.proudon.com for more information at there as well.
All right. We're going to take two more questions and then we will jump on to the next session. Yeah.
So thanks for your question. So this technology already used in for this one we like have start deployed in Sabah area. So it's one of the estate that actually planning to use this drone to do a spraying. But we actually this one is just a recent like before NCO. We actually will send our drone there. We send our trainer there to actually train the local partner and also the customer on how to fly the drone. So we actually will be have more putting a more scenes in the Sabah and Sarawak area in after the MCO end because currently we actually planning to expand our team over there as well. So I mean maybe in after a few months where the MCO end, then everyone can travel. You will see much more frequent activity from our side in Sabah and Sarawak area as well. So in overall, for Sabah Sarawak area, I believe that there's other drone industry that actually doing this kind of spraying. But maybe the methodology is kind of different from us. So, yeah. Yeah. So from Brian, so yeah, actually apart from oil combination, we do actually using this drone for other industry, for example, like the paddy field industry. It's more on some modification of the drones. Then we can actually go and conduct spraying in paddy field. And some people also ask us to spray in durian tree as well, and also like some of the tree, I mean the vegetable, yeah.
All right. So that's all. Thank you so much, everyone, for your question. And thank you, Yong Guan, for sharing what Polar Drone is doing. And Polar Drone is a startup in Malaysia. And they have been doing such an amazing work and they're expanding as well. So yes, don't be shy to ask any further questions. After this event, we will have some more time at the lounge area. So our guests will spend some time at the lounge area. So if any one of you have any question, you can just join them at their table, which with their name on, you can join their table, and then you can actually interact with them with any questions you have, particularly in specifically with their industry they are involved in. All right. Otherwise, the networking session is open for everyone to just mingle and get to know all the other audiences that joined us today. So with that, thank you very much, Yong Guan. Let's have a quick photo and then we will proceed with the next session. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Yong Guan. Thank you, everyone. And we will start the next session in a few minutes, all right? So stay tuned.